Hey, what's up everyone? John here from TestPrepInsight.com, and today I'm going to be comparing Pimsleur and Rosetta Stone. These are two of the most popular language learning programs in the world, and as a result, consumers often have a difficult time deciding between the two. Luckily for you, I've personally tested out both of these programs, and now I'm ready to break down the major pros and cons of each to make things easy for you. I'll cover pricing, lesson formats, overall effectiveness, and much more. So if you keep an open mind and stick with me to the end, this video should be all you need to figure out whether Pimsleur or Rosetta Stone is the right choice for you to learn a new language. So if you're ready, let's get to it. Okay, welcome back. I should mention up front here that since I'll just be focusing on the big ticket items in this video, if you find you need more detail at any point, you can always check out our full detailed written comparison over on our website. An easy way to get there is just to Google Test Prep Insight, Pimsleur versus Rosetta Stone. Okay, so let's kick off this comparison with pricing. And both companies offer multiple subscription options. With Rosetta Stone, you have your choice between a 3-month, 12-month, and lifetime subscription. The 3 and 12-month plans only include access to one language, whereas the lifetime plan grants you access to all Rosetta Stone languages. The 3-month plan costs around $36 total, or $12 per month, depending on which way you want to look at it. The 12-month plan is $96, or $8 per month, and the lifetime subscription costs around $180. Pimsleur, on the other hand, offers just two options. You have the Pimsleur Premium plan, which costs $20 per month and includes one language, or for $1 more per month, you can upgrade to the Pimsleur All Access plan, which includes all Pimsleur languages. So from an overall cost perspective, it's pretty clear that Rosetta Stone is the winner. Their subscription plans on average are about $8 to $12 cheaper per month. Both companies also offer trial periods, so you can test the waters before fully committing also. With Rosetta Stone, you have 3 days, and with Pimsleur, you have 7. Also, I should mention that both Pimsleur and Rosetta Stone offer deals and special promos from time to time, so be sure to check out the description below for coupon codes. I'll drop any current discounts that I can find down there for you. And by the way, we work really hard to produce honest and helpful content, all totally free, so if Pimsleur or Rosetta Stone end up being the right choice for you, we'd really appreciate it if you would use those links listed down below in the description. That's how you can support us and keep our channel going. And if you find that neither Pimsleur or Rosetta Stone are a great fit, no problem at all. It doesn't matter to me what language learning program you purchase. We have a ton of other helpful reviews and comparisons that you can check out. Okay, so next up, let's talk about the structure and format of each company's lessons. That way you can start to get an idea of how these two companies really differ. And let's start with Rosetta Stone. And when you boil it down, the backbone of the Rosetta Stone lessons are essentially a combination of images and recorded audio. You're going to spend most of your time listening to a word or phrase, repeating the word or phrase, and then matching it up to a corresponding image. Think of the lessons and drills as sort of interactive flashcards, if you will. For example, let's say you're learning Spanish. You'll listen to a native speaker who says, "La niña bebé," and then you'll click an image of a little girl drinking a glass of juice to match the two up. The whole idea here is that you have to rely on visual cues, intuition, and inference as you gradually acquire the language content necessary to move on to the next lesson or unit. You'll start with 1 or 2 word building blocks and progress to longer, more grammatically complex sentences as you reach the higher levels. With Pimsleur, their lessons are focused more on mock conversations. So to start each lesson, you complete a 30-minute audio exercise where a moderator speaking in English walks you through a native conversation step by step. You'll listen to a few sentences in your target language, then the moderator will stop to explain the situation to you. And then he'll ask you questions and have you participate and engage. So essentially, think of this exercise as a guided conversation. That's really the gist of it. And as you move up levels, the English moderator starts to phase out more and more as you get increasingly familiar with the target language. And then after the audio lesson, you review what you just learned through a variety of drills and exercises. This includes reading drills, flashcards, quizzes, pronunciation training, and speed games. So from a high level, that's the basis of how these two compare. The key takeaway here is that Rosetta Stone lessons are image-heavy, include little to no English translations, and primarily rely on visual cues and inference. Whereas the Pimsleur lessons place a strong emphasis on listening and speaking in the context of actual native conversations and include English translations to keep you on track and engaged. And by the way, if you want to see examples of the lessons or drills from both companies, be sure to check out our full written comparison. I'll have it linked down below in the description for you. I have screenshots and examples over there so you can get a better feel for what to expect. Okay, now that you have an idea of pricing and what the lessons from both companies are all about, let's get into the major pros and cons that I took away as I tested each program. But before I get to that, I should mention that every single month here at Test Prep Insight, we give away a free language learning course to one lucky person. It's super simple to enter. Everyone is eligible. I'll put all the details down below in the description, and it'll take you less than 10 seconds to enter. Hey, you never know, you could win a free subscription to Rosetta Stone or Pimsleur. Alright, so let's start with Rosetta Stone. And pro number 1 is that during lessons, Rosetta Stone employs what they call their true voice recognition technology, which is something the company has spent years developing. So when you're asked to repeat phrases, fill in blanks, or describe what's happening in the various images you see during the lessons, Rosetta Stone's true voice technology is listening, and if you mispronounce a word or phrase, it will prompt you to say it again until you get it right. Now, it's definitely not a perfect system. It's not a substitute for speaking to an actual fluent human being. But all things considered, it's actually pretty darn accurate. And this is something that Pimsleur simply does not offer. While you're practicing your verbal skills during Pimsleur's audio lessons, there's no technology listening to ensure you're saying words and phrases correctly. So for all you know, you might be mispronouncing particular words or phrases. Now, to be fair, the moderator and the fluent speakers within the Pimsleur lessons repeat themselves multiple times, so the chances of you mispronouncing words over and over again are pretty slim. But still, you gotta hand it to Rosetta Stone here. It's just nice that they provide that backstop to ensure you're pronouncing words correctly. Okay, pro number 2 in favor of Rosetta Stone is the fact that their lessons are so image heavy, which is great for visual learners. With Pimsleur, on the other hand, because their core lessons rely so heavily on listening and speaking, there's really not so much of a chance for you to see or read the words and phrases that you're learning, which may be problematic for some people. I know there are some people out there who learn best by seeing and understanding how each word is spelled. And then when they're asked to recall it, they picture the spelling of the word. It's just how some people learn and retain new words. This ultimately comes down to personal preference. As you'll find out in the Pimsleur section, there's definitely advantages to their learning system as well. Okay, last pro in favor of Rosetta Stone is all about the extra resources they provide. With Pimsleur, there's not really much beyond the core audio lessons and the drills and exercises that you complete thereafter. The Rosetta Stone subscription, on the other hand, comes with plenty of resources beyond the core lessons and drills. This includes on-demand videos, so you can dive deeper into concepts and become more familiar with local culture, short stories, so you can improve your reading and listening skills, and phrasebooks, where you can perfect your pronunciation using Rosetta Stone's voice recognition technology. For an additional fee, Rosetta Stone also even offers access to live classes and live coaching, which can be extremely beneficial. So overall, there's no question Rosetta Stone beats Pimsleur when it comes to all the extras. Okay, let's flip the script now and cover the major pros in favor of Pimsleur. And the first one has to be the learning framework that forms the backbone of their program. I'm just a huge fan. And really, this framework, when you break it down, is just a variation of the popular spaced repetition system. But I do really like the spin Paul Pimsleur and his team have put on it. So instead of just listening or reading an individual word or phrase and then repeating it in order to remember it like you do with Rosetta Stone most of the time, the Pimsleur audio lessons ask you to say words or phrases and respond to a native speaker in the context of an actual conversation. This helps you from becoming a passive listener. You're actively involved in tracking the conversation, and the moderator of the audio lessons keeps you on your toes since you need to respond at various intervals. In my opinion, this active participation is powerful at getting you to recall and use the language under pressure, just as you would in real-life situations. That's the key. You're getting real-world experience here, which really, at the end of the day, is about the best environment for truly learning a new language, instead of just listening and repeating words in a vacuum. Okay, pro number 2. Because the core Pimsleur lessons are audio-based, I like the fact that you can complete these lessons while you're working out, cleaning your house, taking your dog for a walk, etc. It's just nice so you don't have to be glued to your computer or phone at all times like you do with Rosetta Stone, since their lessons are so heavy on imagery. The Pimsleur mobile app even comes with a special driving mode that you can activate so you can learn and knock out lessons during your commute. So overall, the flexibility of the Pimsleur lessons definitely deserve 2 thumbs up. Okay, pro number 3 in favor of Pimsleur, I like that within the audio lessons there's an English-speaking moderator to ensure you understand what's going on and to keep the lessons moving along in a timely manner. Now I know Rosetta Stone is a big proponent of 100% immersion, meaning no use of English. Although they have recently started adding English translations in their mobile app for certain select languages and lessons. But in my experience, I've found that limited use of English for directions and translations can definitely be helpful. I think in the internet age we all live in, we've all become accustomed to having the answers right at our fingertips in case we get stuck. It can just be frustrating during lessons if you get lost. Sometimes you just need some English help to get you back on track. So at the end of the day, I can see the merit of Rosetta Stone's 100% immersion argument, but I just appreciate how the Pimsleur lessons use small amounts of English to help keep you from getting frustrated and to keep the lessons moving. And that about does it for the detail in this comparison, so let's get to the final verdict. Should you choose Pimsleur or Rosetta Stone? Well, after thoroughly testing each program, I have to give the edge to Pimsleur. I think they offer the more effective language learning courses overall, in my opinion. Yes, Pimsleur is a few dollars more expensive on a monthly basis, but I think it's worth it. Ultimately, I just think their learning framework and how they design their lessons within the context of real conversations is super valuable, whereas the Rosetta Stone lessons can just become a little repetitive and boring. With that said, if you're a big visual learner, Rosetta Stone may be the way to go given that Pimsleur places such a large emphasis on audio. Still, overall, I just think Pimsleur is the better option to obtain an elementary to intermediate understanding of a new language. And that's all I've got for you. I hope this video has been helpful and you learned a little something. If so, make sure to return the favor by subscribing to our channel, liking this video, and dropping us a quick comment below. That'd really be appreciated. And if you want to learn more about either of these language learning programs, or again, see that full detailed written comparison that I talked about earlier in the video, make sure to jump over to our website, testprepinsight.com, or check out the rest of the videos on our YouTube channel. We have a ton of great content. Anyways, as always, thanks for watching, best of luck, and we'll see you in the next one.